Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into something that affects millions of Americans, Donald Trump's proposed changes to Social Security. Before we get started, I want to mention an amazing opportunity for you all. Through our partnership with Robinhood, you can get up to $200 in free stock or cash. Just check out the link in the pinned comment below. All you need to do is sign up for a free account and link your bank account. No initial deposit required. You can either keep the stock or sell it and transfer the cash right to your bank account. Now, let's get into the meat of today's topic. When Donald Trump was campaigning, he outlined several significant proposals that could reshape Social Security as we know it. I've spent hours researching these plans, and I've got to tell you, some of these changes could have massive implications for both current and future retirees. The first major proposal, and this is a big one, is the elimination of taxes on Social Security benefits. Trump stated very clearly that seniors shouldn't have to pay taxes on their Social Security benefits. Now, let's think about this for a moment. Currently, if your income exceeds certain thresholds, you're required to pay taxes on your Social Security benefits. This wasn't always the case. In fact, this taxation only started in the 1980s. Back then, only about 4% of beneficiaries were affected. Fast forward to 2025, and we're looking at roughly 50% of retirees being taxed on their benefits. Why? Because those tax thresholds haven't been adjusted for inflation in 4 decades. The logic behind eliminating these taxes makes sense when you think about it. During your working years, you've already paid taxes on your wages, which went into the Social Security Trust Fund. Then, when you finally receive your benefits, you're taxed again. That's essentially double taxation. However, and this is crucial, removing these taxes isn't as simple as it might seem. While it would definitely increase the take-home amount for many retirees, it would also remove one of only 3 funding sources for the entire Social Security program. The second proposed change involves eliminating income tax on tips and overtime pay. This is particularly interesting because it garnered bipartisan support. Even Kamala Harris backed this idea during her campaign. For service industry workers, your waiters, bartenders, and others who rely heavily on tips, this could be a significant boost to their take-home pay. However, there's a catch. If these earnings aren't taxed, they won't count towards Social Security calculations, which could mean lower benefits when these workers retire. Plus, it would further reduce funding for the Social Security Trust Fund, which is already facing challenges. The third major proposal involves immigration restrictions and higher tariffs on imports. Trump's idea here is to encourage more American-made goods and protect American jobs. But this has implications for Social Security too. Legal immigrants contribute significantly to Social Security through their payroll taxes. If we restrict legal immigration without increasing the number of American workers paying into the system, we're potentially reducing the program's funding. Now, I should point out that illegal immigration presents a different scenario, since many undocumented workers are paid under the table and don't contribute to the system at all. Let's talk about the practical chances of these changes happening. In 2025, we're looking at a House with 220 Republicans and 215 Democrats. Bills need 218 votes to pass, so Republicans could potentially push something through even if 2 members vote against it. But the Senate is where things get tricky. With 53 Republicans and 47 Democrats, any major Social Security reform would need all Republican senators plus 7 Democrats to reach the required 60 votes. That's a tall order in today's political climate. The current projections show the Social Security trust funds being depleted by 2035. If nothing changes, we're looking at potential benefit cuts of around 23%. Any changes that reduce funding, like eliminating benefit taxes or tip taxation, could accelerate this timeline. This is why many Democrats might resist these changes unless they're paired with other revenue-raising measures. It's worth noting that these challenges with Social Security aren't unique to any particular administration. The program has been facing funding issues for years, and finding solutions that satisfy everyone is incredibly complicated. We're dealing with a system that affects virtually every American, either directly or indirectly, and any changes have far-reaching consequences. Let's talk about some potential solutions that could help offset these proposed changes. One option would be to raise the payroll tax cap. Currently, earnings above $160,200 aren't taxed for Social Security. Raising or eliminating this cap could bring in significant additional revenue. Another possibility would be gradually increasing the retirement age, though this tends to be politically unpopular. The implications of these changes would vary significantly depending on your personal situation. If you're currently receiving benefits and paying taxes on them, eliminating benefit taxation would immediately increase your monthly income. If you're a service industry worker, the tip tax elimination could mean more money in your pocket now, but potentially lower benefits later. And if you're still years away from retirement, these changes could affect how you need to plan for your future. Speaking of planning for the future, this is why it's so important to have multiple sources of retirement income. While Social Security is a crucial program, it was never intended to be the sole source of retirement income. Developing a diverse retirement strategy that includes personal savings, investment accounts, and possibly real estate or other income sources can help protect you regardless of what changes may come to Social Security. Let's also consider the broader economic impact of these proposals. Eliminating taxes on benefits would put more money in seniors' pockets, which could stimulate local economies as that money is spent. Higher tariffs might protect some American jobs, but could also lead to higher prices for consumers, and changes to immigration policy could affect various sectors of the economy, from agriculture to technology. What's particularly interesting about these proposals is how they reflect different philosophies about the role of government and social safety nets. The idea of reducing taxes aligns with traditional conservative principles of smaller government and letting people keep more of their money. However, the challenge lies in maintaining the program's solvency while reducing its funding sources. Looking at similar programs in other countries, we can see different approaches to retirement security. Some nations have moved toward privatized systems, while others have strengthened their public pension programs. The U.S. system has remained relatively unchanged in its basic structure since its inception, though details like retirement age and benefit calculations have been modified over time. Another aspect worth considering is how these changes might affect different generations differently. Baby boomers who are already receiving benefits or close to retirement age might benefit most from tax elimination, while younger workers might face greater uncertainty about future benefits. This generational impact is something that needs to be carefully considered in any Social Security reform. It's also important to note that any changes to Social Security would likely be phased in gradually to avoid sudden disruptions. Even if legislation passes, we probably wouldn't see immediate dramatic changes to the system. This gives people time to adjust their retirement planning accordingly. The timing of these proposals is particularly significant given the current economic climate. With concerns about inflation, national debt, and economic stability, any major changes to Social Security need to be evaluated in the broader context of national fiscal policy. As we wrap up this discussion, I want to emphasize that these are just proposals at this point. The path from proposal to law is long and complex, especially for something as significant as Social Security reform. Whatever your political leanings, it's crucial to stay informed about these potential changes and how they might affect your financial future. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these proposals. Which changes do you think would be most beneficial? What concerns do you have about potential reforms? Drop your comments below, and let's have a constructive discussion about this important topic. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this information helpful, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on future videos about retirement planning and Social Security changes. That's all for today's video. Remember to check out that Robinhood offer in the pinned comment below for your free stock or cash. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.